right. Well, someone else who got a crappy sentence is a young lady, a 13-year-old Black girl named Nia Whims. You guys, this is a Florida teen who spent 11 days in a juvenile detention facility after a classmate pretended to be the bullied teen on Instagram and threatened to blow up the school and kill people. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, the family of the young girl who was falsely accused and detained in decided to file a lawsuit not only against the school, but it also names Instagram and its parent company, Meta. The lawsuit claims that the seventh grader had been bullied for months, y'all, and requested a meeting with the school, but the school never made the meeting happen. Nia's mom decided to move her out of the school district. Okay, so now you have Nia, she's in a whole new school district, and she gets a knock on her door. And the ex class, well, she gets a knock at her door and she is charged with threatening to blow up the school and kill people. So here's how it happened. The ex classmate, who's identified in the lawsuit as MS, sent the threats to herself and a teacher who reported the matter to school officials and then law enforcement, leading the facility to be placed on a limited lockdown. So this is like crazy. So not only was this girl bullying her, she was pretending to be her on Instagram. And then she went as far as like activating these threats, talking about she was going to blow up the school and kill people. And then she doubled down on the lie, sent it to not only herself, to her teacher, but she doubled down on it when the police came and asked her, and she implicated Nia, who was arrested on November the 19th, despite saying that she did not do this, you guys. And so there's a lot of conflict and conflicting stories about the initial investigations. Police officers are saying that the family did not cooperate with the probe until December. And then, the mom of Nia, she's saying that she provided investigators with her daughter's iPad initially and was like, listen, here's her iPad. Open up her Instagram. You can see for yourself. We know about IP addresses, you guys. And so it is crazy to me that they picked her up and they took her, this young girl, to a juvenile detention center, and that baby girl sat there for 11 days. So now the family said they gave investigators the iPad, right? And that they use, and then that Nia says, yeah, I did talk to my former classmate MS, but I didn't say anything like that. So Mike Davis, what's going on here? Like, this is, how do you protect your kids? I mean,
it's be a lawsuit jumping off in a major.
You better be a damn law student.
Police, are the police ever going to do their jobs properly? I just really don't understand this. I mean, you just said it yourself. The IP address, they didn't check that. I mean, why are they this fast to arrest kids? Why are they this fast to arrest young Black kids? When that white kid that shot that school up in Michigan was drawing all those disturbing pictures with people bleeding and being murdered and all that stuff,
they let your boy stay at school.
But this Black girl that was getting framed, obviously, I mean, it was a Finsta. It wasn't even a real Instagram account. Did they not notice that account didn't have no friends? That account didn't have no followers. It probably didn't have no content. They didn't look at any of that. Nah, just arrest the Black kid as fast as you possibly can. I mean, it's horrible police work. I hope they sue. But more than that, man, I hope that this little girl isn't traumatized because she literally got arrested and spent 11 days in juvie for literally no reason. I mean, we spend our whole lives with our parents telling us, just tell the truth and you'll be okay. This little girl told the truth and went to jail. It's just wild.
I also don't believe that a mother would watch her child be picked up and taken to a detention center without saying, like, hold up.
Yeah.
Girl, give me your phone. Give me the iPad. Come here and pull this up. I mean, why would it take 11 days to confirm an IP address? You can do that in 24 hours.
Easily.
Or less. So I don't believe this narrative that the police officers are saying that the mother was not complying until December. Don't believe that. In addition to, they're saying that they tracked the IP address. They found out and discovered that it was the 12-year-old girl, the bully, the classmate who was bullying her. And now that student is accused by police of maliciously impersonating Whims by making the social media account in her name and using her information to frame her. MS was arrested and charged with several offenses, including falsifying a police report. So listen, y'all, These are 12 and 13-year-old babies. What is going on? What is going on? I have a good girlfriend, and her daughter is about this age, and she, tells me about how it's just so different than when we were in middle school, and the level of bullying and how that's just such a buzzword. But social media is taking this stuff all the way over to the top. And so, parents, check your kids' devices, grab their phone. One of my other homegirls, she says she takes their phones and looks at them and just phone check, homie. Until you are over the age of 18 and out my house, I am phone checking you. There is no privacy in my house. So if you have a 12-year-old who's willing to do this, that's that's crazy
It
that they
is.
would go this far to bully someone, to bully a student and put them in harm's way, all the way to the point where it's like they're in huge trouble at 12 years old.
Mhm.
So I pity both of the kids that are in this situation, and I do feel like school officials needed to have the conversation with those girls immediately, especially when the mother wanted to have the conversation. And I'll also say this, Mike, it's a tragedy when you have parents that ask for these meetings and then you don't, but the school doesn't enforce that. And so another thing is like having the conversation just parent to parent. Guess what? I'm gonna tell you something. If my kid was being bullied at school, I'm stepping to that parent. If the school ain't gonna let me do it, guess what? I'm knocking on your door. What's up? Because what's not gonna happen is you're not gonna keep bullying my baby girl. And come here, because both of you girls need to talk about what is going on. We're gonna sit at this table and figure it out. These kids are killing themselves over it, they're killing each other over it. It's too much.
It is.
It's way too much.
And it's the schools in a lot of cases as well. And I hate to say it, but it's true, man, especially when we're talking about young Black girls, man. The school don't believe them, or they don't listen to them. Like when I saw this story originally too, it made me think of my niece. My niece recently got in a fight at school behind some stuff that she had reported to multiple. She had reported it to teachers. She had reported it to school security. She had went through all of these steps, and all of the adults did absolutely nothing. And then the kids end up fighting, and now they want to suspend the kids. And it's like, the kids, like you were told, administration was told, but you don't want to listen when the young Black girls is talking to you. And when I look at this case, and it got to the point where now we got little babies going to jail, it's like somebody needed to step in. And I think your point on social media is a correct one. And, I have kids. I got two daughters. I don't really know what the answer is behind like social media and kids. I mean, to be honest, not to age myself, but when I was in middle school, we didn't have social media yet. Like, I feel like MySpace dropped when I was in high school. So like, we just got to talk to our kids, man. There has to be more communication between adults and kids. Like that's the only way that I feel you could really approach it. And it takes a community to raise a kid, because
Yeah.
sometimes the kid might not talk to their parents, but they'll talk to that uncle, they'll talk to that aunt, they'll talk to that cousin. So we need responsible adults in our kids' lives so they have multiple places where they can go. But removing social media also doesn't work. I have an older niece where my sister tried to do that, and all it really did was make her sneak. And now she's using it with no adult oversight because she's sneaking. So it's like you have to have that communication with your kids. You have to track it. And I think Mama Walden is saying that too, man. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, they're suing the school, but you're right. They should sue that parent as well.
absolutely. Yeah,
I didn't
for
even think
real.
about that. They absolutely should. Harry Jeff, if my 14-year-old daughter ever come home crying from being bullied, I'm putting on a wig and we both going to fight. There was a viral clip, you guys, unrelated to this particular story, but kind of alongside of this. A father stepped to another father and was like, listen, your daughter is bullying my daughter, and she's in the car. And he was talking to the girl, was like, listen, you keep bullying my daughter. Matter of fact, take your coat off. Come here, Angel. And he was like, Angel, she gonna beat your ass. Take your coat off right now. And then the girl was like, I don't want to fight. And she was like, all right. He was like, all right, bet, then leave my daughter alone. Let me tell you something. We need to get back to the days when you shoot a fair one, okay?
That
Because
don't
these kids,
exist.
they don't shoot fair
That
ones
don't
no more.
exist
Guess
no
what?
more.
We used to fight at school. You get suspended, they get suspended. We do it off campus, whatever. You hope somebody don't fight out. You shoot the fair one, and then that's it. And guess what? You could be friends again. But I think you bring up a really, really good point. We also have lost mentors.
Yeah.
We've lost mentors. We've lost the funding to support mentorship. These
Yes.
girls honestly should be in the same groups, right? Like,
Yes.
why they not on the like? What are you doing with your time?
Yeah.
When I was 12, 13, and 14, my mother had me in so many programs. I never had no idle time.
Same here.
And
And we
you
had mentors too, though. I went to African American Academy. I remember this, man, when people at my school was beefing, we played basketball. I promise you, Mr. Rashid, he would come in and he would, oh, who got conflict? Okay, pick your teams. And we would go solve it on the basketball court. We
right.
need people like that in our communities, man, people that can actually talk to the kids and have that influence.
Yeah, it's a lot of ignorant parents out here too, though. Like
That too.
parents that want to fight each other. I'm not doing that. Like
No.
I'm not off that. I don't think violence is the way to. We should not be teaching our kids violence to be able to communicate with each other and resolve conflict. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is if you can't resolve it with a bully, you definitely need to be able to shoot the fair one. Like if it gets to that point, and you should encourage that. That's healthy because at the end of the day, like if we can't come to a mutual understanding, maybe I do need to beat your ass because
or
what
we can
happened is we spent 11 days in jail.
Yeah, we got to be able to talk, man. There should be some
have
level of dialogue that can happen, man, between parents, students, and the school, man. The schools should be a community, and I think that's my disconnect because in my schooling, we did have that community, and I don't see that anymore.
I don't either. And another thing too, I think with social media.